what do you accredit the problem more to, Joe Witt or personnel?
Both. I can't talk about the personnel without the niggas that got the nigga. We got the personnel.
Well, he didn't pick up none of them niggas
Shit, why didn't he?
because he's a defensive coordinator.
What you mean? You don't think he talked to Dan Quinn about the niggas that they getting?
I think
Yeah,
Adam Peters chooses them niggas and tell them who they plan on bringing in and ask them if they got a fit or not.
you don't think they talk about who fits their system? You think he just go pick up players and say, "Hey, do something with them"? You don't think they talk about who fit their scheme? They all sit down and talk about the scheme that they're gonna run and what players fit that shit. Adam Peters is not picking up players and say, "Hey, work them out." Nah, they all agree on these niggas.
Okay, I agree with that, but what I'm saying is I believe that Joe Witt didn't necessarily go out and tell Adam Peters, go get Marshawn Lattimore.
He
It was
ain't
just
say he didn't want
saying,
them.
huh?
He ain't say he didn't want them.
But even if he didn't want him, you had either Marshawn, a potential dude, or St. Juice and Forbes. So it's like that's probably lesser of the three evils. So you just gonna let him rock?
Son, he started Forbes, son.
Ooh,
His first year here, he started Forbes. Joe Wick, his first year here, he started Forbes.
correct, correct. He did.
So I'm not under the influence that he don't know what players is coming and he don't have some type of input on who he want in this system. I'm not even believing that. That's something you could believe, and we could just agree to disagree. But that, nah, I'm not believing that one. There's no way you could tell me he don't know who the hell coming to his team.
No, I didn't say he didn't know who's coming. I'm saying he doesn't have that big of an influence on who comes. So he don't necessarily pick his defense. He only gets
Yeah, so you
suggestions.
basically saying Adam Peters is picking players and telling him to just use them in his system.
Yeah, and
I don't think that that's happening without all three of them talking about who they want for the system. Adam Peters isn't the he didn't create the system.
no, he didn't create the system, but he called all the shots. So if he
You're
wants a
not creating
player,
the system and you just picking up players. You have to talk to the person that created the system to see what players fit his system.
nah,
So
correct.
you're going to communicate on what players you want, and Joe Witt is going to give a okay to whatever players Adam Peters give him. So they're
Correct.
going to be in agreement on whatever niggas is going to come to this defense. So I blame both of them niggas. All of them niggas, because all of you niggas had something to do with bringing these players in, and the players you brought in ain't performing. That's all. That's a collective. That's all you niggas' fault. They wouldn't be here if you ain't bring them in.
Nah, correct.
And
But
it's your system, and your system showed that it ain't working. Either it's not working, or the players you brought here not working. That's still your problem.
all right, all right. So I ain't knocking that. I ain't knocking that. I just think he has the less say so out of everybody. And then I think he was put in a situation. Like I said, all right. So I'm gonna put you in their shoes. If you got Forbes and you got Juice, and then they like, yo, we can get Marshawn. Are you not gonna take the chance on him, or are you gonna be like, nah, he don't fit my system. I'm good with these
I
niggas.
am. I am. Are you also gonna go get a 36-year-old Von Miller?
Who, me? Or you talking
Yeah.
about Peters?
Yeah, you also going to go get a 36-year-old. Are you also going to go get 36 and 35-year-olds to be your starters?
If I don't have nobody else, yeah.
Well, there's your problem then. So who fault is that? You picked the niggas up, right?
But the niggas you had before was shittier. So it's just like you feel like you gotta pick them niggas up just to see what type of chance they give you.
And if it don't work, so if it works, who gets to Joe Wick got credit for being a good defensive coordinator. He get credit for it. Adam Peters get credit for bringing in the players. They all collectively get. So when it don't work, guess who don't? Guess who get credit for it don't working? All you niggas collectively get credit for it not working because you brought them in here. Same way if it worked, you all gonna get credit.
So yeah, if it do work, you do get the credit. If it don't work, then all right. So with that being the case, right? How long can you blame it on your personnel, or can you blame it on your personnel at all?
You can see that shit in practice. Honestly, if you can't see that shit in practice and in the games, you can see when niggas is getting cooked. So
We
now, as a coach, if you can't see, no, fuck that. Because we don't see what they see. They see the full 22. They can see that. Matter of fact, they see the game more than we do. We only see it from broadcast view. They see the game live and the full 22 when they doing film. So you see the game more than we do, nigga. So you see everybody that got cooked. You choose to keep them niggas in. That is you that's fucking up now, son. That ain't your personnel. That's you, cause you know this nigga getting cooked. Yet you can still keep this nigga. Remember when Forbes kept playing? We kept saying, son, the nigga is getting cooked. Niggas would not take him out though. You blaming Forbes for being in the position he shouldn't be in the first place.
correct.
And Forbes was a first round pick, nigga. Another fuck up, son. That's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck about this. I don't care where we pick them at no more. Because we fuck up anywhere, nigga. We fuck up anywhere, son. What?
That was Ron too, son, cause Gonzalez was on the board, son. He was right there, yo. He was right there, son. You know what I'm saying? And they said, let's get Emmanuel Forbes.
And he had a shitty season. We get a whole new regime. And this new regime, Adam Peters didn't pick this nigga up.
No, he
But
didn't.
guess who still started him? Guess who still started the nigga? Joe Witt. We get rid of his ass. The next, we get rid of Forbes. St. Juice getting barbecue. Guess who still starts the nigga? Joe Witt. None of these niggas were picked up by Adam Peters or Joe Witt, but they still chose to start these bum ass niggas.
All right,
We could have
so
went and got Kendall Fuller back. No, we don't go get Kendall Fuller back. We go get Lattimore coming off an injury, nigga. Do that make sense? You doing that, getting a nigga coming off an injury when you can go get a nigga who's been here before in free agency?
okay, so what you just saying that, right? So when they went out and got Marshawn Lattimore, do you think that was Joe Witt going to Adam Peters like, go get him for me? Or do you think that was Adam Peters coming to them like, yo, I could possibly get Marshawn Lattimore, would you want him or not?
I don't necessarily know. And I don't really think that that matters that most because y'all are a collective. You're a team in this. Y'all both are going. Even if Adam Peters said, "Yo, I want to go get Lattimore," Joe Witt is going to. If he want to be with it, he's going to say, "Yeah, you know what? I'm with that." If he say, "Nah, I don't think we should get Lattimore," what Adam Peters going to do? He might second guess it. But no, we went and got him because all of them niggas was collectively in agreement, nigga.
All
That's
right.
why I'm not separating blame. All them niggas is to blame because you came in together. We gave them all credit when we went 12-5 to the playoffs. We like, nah, this regime jive way better. They nice. So when they fuck up, you get the criticism too. All together, nigga. All together, nigga.
I mean, y'all all suffer together, but I don't think everybody should get the equal blame though.
Why, son, if I come to you, be like, yo, I want Lattimore on our team. I'm Adam Peters. I come to you, yeah, I want Lattimore in this Dre. I think he'll fit. And you be like, yeah, you know what? I'm with you. Lattimore will help, but he hurt though. I think he still will help. And I be like, you think I should make the move? And you say, yeah, and I go get him. You can't sit here and just blame fully me that we got Lattimore. Nigga, I sat there and talked to you about the shit, and you was with me. You was with me when I got him.
Yeah, but that's why I brought up the pop. At first, it was like you only got St. Juice and Forbes, so it's like you kind of.
No, you don't. The nigga was hurt. Lattimore was hurt. He haven't had a Pro Bowl season in 5 years. You ain't got to. You chose to because of the name, but you ain't paid attention to how he was playing. He ain't been a Pro Bowl receiver or All Pro receiver in 5 years, and he was coming off an injury. And
Correct.
the niggas you gave up the very next year, they getting interceptions and shit. Nigga, I ain't hearing, nah, son, no, son. You ain't have to do that. You chose to do that, and you did that because you was in agreement with your man, nigga.
Nah, I feel that, but I'm saying though, The reason why I said that, what I was saying, is because we had Forbes and we had Juice. So if you get presented Marshawn Lattimore, you're not going to necessarily turn them down because of all you got is Forbes and Juice.
You right, and you want to know what you just did when you in agreement with that? You are co-blame if this shit goes wrong, nigga. All blame don't stay on Adam Peters. If I agreed, yeah, you know what? St. Juice and Forbes is ass. Let's go get Lattimore. And if the shit don't go right, I can't just say, oh, Adam Peters is full blame. Nigga, I was just in agreement with you. I'm with you.
I never said he was in full blame. I was just saying you would blame him more than Joe Wick. Like he probably get the least
No,
blame.
I'm giving them both the same blame. You get equal blame. Son, we don't do this when niggas win, son. When we was winning, we did not divide the who gets more blame for the win. No, we didn't. It was a good regime. We didn't divide none of that shit.
Shit.
Oh, this nigga about to
No, for real. Because if we a good regime, then Adam Peters get more credit than Dan Quinn, and Dan Quinn get more credit than Joe Witt. You don't think so?
Just to prove your point, go ahead. Just to prove your point. But in natural conversations, anytime that they won, we have never separated who's more to blame for the win. It was collective. Now every time that they lose or they're ass, it's who's to blame more. Nah, nigga, it's the same thing. You all a team, nigga. You all ass. This whole regime is ass. The same way with the Ron regime was ass. When we say Ron, we just speaking of Ron because he's the face. You ain't speaking about the general manager when Ron was the coach. Ron was the coach. You ain't speaking of the general manager.
He
then.
was
You
the
say he was
general
ass.
manager.
Oh yeah, he was the general manager. But you ain't speaking about the offensive coordinator. You ain't speaking about the defensive coordinator. No, we didn't. It was just Ron. So anytime we do that, we say it's Ron. You literally just said that. It was Ron. That's Ron's regime. That's Ron. That's Ron.
But
Forbes, what defense was it? Who defense was it? Who was the defensive coordinator? Who defense was it?
Jack Del Rio.
Said. But you ain't saying it was Jack Del Rio that was the blame.
Yeah, we did. That's why he fired him.
Ron fired him, nigga. It was Ron's fault. So Ron Gates sent the blame on that nigga when it was his fault.
Right.
Nah, nigga, we didn't put no blame on Jack Del Rio. We said Ron. We've been saying Ron.
So
now,
Ron get more of the heat then, right? Ron get more of the heat? I said, so Ron got more of the heat then.
How when Jack Del Rio got fired, the nigga who should have got fired the nigga that wasn't supposed to get fired.
Well, what was you arguing then? If you was like, we was just saying Ron, I said, well then Ron got most of the heat then, right? And you said nah.
But he didn't because he didn't get fired. I thought getting fired that comes from being in the heat.
No, so how it worked?
He didn't get no punishment.
No,
he didn't get no punishment.
If you on the lower end of things, you'll be the first one to get clipped. But the one who get most of the heat be the top nigga.
That's a fact. No, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So I don't think they all get the same praise or blame. But the one who gets kicked out first, well, we just came up with that, will be the lower nigga. But as far as who get most of the blame or praise, I always feel like it would be the top dude. So like Adam Peters would get more praise than anybody when everything working because he the one that so-called architected the whole thing. And then
that's not true. John Lynch don't get more praise than Kyle Shanahan. Or he don't get none of the 49ers GM got more praise than their coaches. Harbaugh, he got more praise than his GM and everything. He got more praise than them, all of them niggas.
Okay, so I get your point. But I can't speak on it because I don't follow their organization enough.
Mike Tomlin.
His organization, they get more praise. Like the ownership, because everybody say how good they are. That's why Mike Tomlin had a job so long. So they do get more of the praise and shit than he do. But as far as San Fran, I can't speak on it. I don't know. I'm not that close. I'm not close enough to their organization to see what they really be saying and shit. But I know as far as the media talk, Kyle Shanahan definitely gets more media talk than anybody else. But I know we've heard John Lynch name a lot. And Adam Peter's supposed to be an off branch of John Lynch, so that's one of the reasons why we even give him as much credit as we give him. So I know they do give him praise for putting together a good team, but I don't know who gets more because I'm
The
not sure.
GM, we are just now knowing the GMs in recent days, bro. The name of the trophy is named after a coach. Named after a coach, bro. Vince Lombardi. They were getting the most criticism and praise for winning seasons and losing seasons. Adam Peters, I'm not about to sit here and say now we're trying to give it to Adam Peters off the winning season that goes on when it's usually the coaches. That's a coaching staff. A winning season and a losing season is a coaching staff.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But when we talk about personnel, they have a big part to play in it. Like who comes in and who goes.
Yeah, but it's still that's why I'm saying they all have to talk because Adam Peters didn't come to Dan Quinn with the system. He didn't come to yo. I want to run this system, and I got this list of players that I want. No, Dan had the system. Dan and Joe Witt had the system. He had a list of players that he may want that think he. Adam has some players that he think fits the system, and they discussed on who they think fits that system. Adam can't just give you, hey yo, I want to give you this player, this player, this player, make him work.
Okay.
Well, maybe he did, and that's why it don't work. Maybe he did do that, and that's why it don't work. Because that sounds crazy to me to
Okay.
just give a nigga players, and you don't even know if they fit your system, yeah.
So that's where I think we disconnect on because what you saying is right. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think Adam Peters came to them with players that would necessarily fit their system. I think he came with the players he thought was best available. Because they couldn't just hand pick who they wanted. So they just had to go who was on the board. And I think he was like, yo, I can get Marshawn. And they was like, well, I don't know what they was like. They could have been excited as shit. But I can imagine them being like, okay, he fucked up, but we got Benjamin and we got Forbes. So, all right, bring the nigga on, son, because he got to be better than them two. Or at least let's take the shot and see if he better than them two. But I don't know if he was necessarily like, yo, go get the nigga. But since Adam Peters already had a relationship with whoever the Saints nigga was, he was like, probably came to him was like, yo, Marshawn could be on the table. Would you want him? And you was looking at your cornerback room like, yeah, bring him in. He got to be better than what we got. That's how I think it was more of. But that's me thinking. I don't know for real.
I get what you're doing. You're trying to like really give blame and divide it up type shit. I'm not dividing no blame up.
Nah,
I'm putting it on all them niggas.
nah,
You
I'm
know what I'm
not saying
saying?
not to. I was just saying what you think is more to blame, the system or the personnel. I know they can't be
Uh,
equal in blame.
I mean, that's a very unique thing. If the system and the personnel is bad,
But
that's
it
very
could.
unique.
Okay, okay. I'm
That's
glad you
very unique.
said that.
Because if the system was good, why we can't plug in a nigga to do what Fowler did last year, son?
Maybe we won't have a nigga to fit the
And
system.
if we did, because Doris Armstrong was doing it, he got hurt. We should have had another nigga. That's what Martin came in for. You picked up niggas to do this.
They did. They did. You know what I'm saying? They did pick up niggas to do it, yo. But all right, so that all right, so that gets to the point, right? Because you said that's a unique thing. So we already got Joe Witt, but what if it wasn't really Joe Witt? It was the niggas that he had wasn't really a fit. Like, how would we
Okay,
truly
so
determine that?
all right, in practice, right? When you see that these niggas are getting cooked in practice and in the game, you as a coach, matter of fact, I'm gonna ask you this: you got a corner, he keep getting beat. 2 weeks straight, he get beat. Then the third game, we come in there, he get beat again. First play, he get beat. You gonna keep him in the game or you gonna take him out?
Take him out.
All right. Next game, is he starting or did you find another corner to replace him?
He
He already been
started.
getting beat for the next three straight games. He been getting cooked. Is he starting again or is you already replacing him now?
All right, so that's when me answering your question. He's starting if I can't find a replacement. I ain't got no choice.
Shit, why don't you? You got see, and that's what they do. So you ask the question of why niggas be on the bench. They don't play until niggas get hurt. But you just sat here and said you don't have a choice. But in practice, if the niggas getting cooked in practice and in the game, it's somebody out there that cannot get beat as bad as him. But you choose not to put the nigga in. So that's exactly what other coaches do, nigga. They choose to just let a nigga sit on the bench and not even give him a chance while you constantly keep giving this nigga a chance that keep getting beat over and over and over and over and over. I
Right.
just told you the nigga got beat 3 straight games, and for the 4th game, instead of giving a new nigga a chance, you gonna continue, you just gonna die with this nigga.
Okay. All right. So what you saying that, right? And I'm gonna use our real life situation that was in. Forbes was getting cooked over and over and over again. Your
Yeah.
next go-to is Michael Davis.
Mhm.
Michael Davis gets cooked just as bad as Forbes do. Are you still sitting Forbes just because? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or do you realize that he's a better choice than Michael Davis regardless? So you just keep him in because that's all you got.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm.
Actually, nah. Because when Forbes was getting cooked, we had Sandra Steele, Igbenogany, and St. Juice. Yeah, I'm taking them the fuck out. Mike was only playing a couple downs, but his backup, that's when we had to put Sandra Steele outside.
Correct.
Yeah, I deal with that. Yeah,
No,
get the fuck up out of here.
no facts. But
Sit your ass down.
but initially they wanted to keep signing inside, so that was their goal.
Yeah, but if I have to, if you telling me what I do, I'm telling you what I would do. If he's getting beat, I'm taking him out and I'm going to make the switch. Because our backup was Igbenogany and St. Juice. Mike Davis was coming in when we was going dime and some in certain in specific downs. He wasn't playing all that time. Our backups when they took Forbes out, it was St. Juice, Sandra Steele, and Igbenogany.
It couldn't have been. St. Juice
Yes,
was
it
already
was.
starting.
St. Juice, you only took out one nigga. You took out Forbes. You took out one nigga. So it's Sandra Steele on the outside, Igbenogany was the slat, and St. Juice was on the other side.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you can't say St. Juice was the backup because he was the starter. So I'm saying,
I didn't say he was the backup. I said the backup is technically, if I'm taking Forbes out, I'm putting Igbenogany in and I'm moving Sandra Steele on the outside, which they did. So I'm not saying St. Juice is the backup. I'm saying I have replacement. Mike Davis isn't his backup, is what I'm saying. Mike Davis wouldn't be playing. He wouldn't be starting there. You said that was his backup. Nah, our rotation went from Sandra Steele, Igbenogany, and St. Juice.
okay, okay. So how did they do that shit? So initially, when Forbes was fucking up, they put Igbenogany in at outside, and he was getting his ass cooked. And then they took Igbenogany out, and they put Michael Davis on the outside, and he was getting his ass cooked. And then they switched Mikey from inside to outside, and then put Igbenogany on the inside. But initially, Mikey was never supposed to go outside, so that's how they had it set up. So I'm asking basically like, if Forbes is your starter, and the next two niggas underneath him, because you already got Juice on the other side. So if all you got is Michael Davis and who's the other nigga? Oh, and Igbenogany. Yeah. So you got Michael Davis and Igbenogany. Those are your first two choices before you even get to Mikey, because you already see Mikey as your inside corner. Like he's already your starter. It's not until the backup niggas didn't work out at all and then they switched them out. But I'm just saying, like, before you, because you going, all right, so let me ask you this, because I don't know your brain. Would have been your first move? So if Forbes would have gone shitty, your first move would have been to make Mikey the outside corner and then move Igbenogany on the inside.
Yes.
So
And
how would
remember, for me, you got to remember, if you asking me what I would have done with them, I got Defoe in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? So I can move Sandra Steele outside, Igbenogany and the slot St. Juice on the outside. Because I got Defoe and Quan back there. Those would be my DDs right there. You asking me, I'm telling you what it is, what I'm doing. So Forbes can go sit down. Forbes can always go sit down. He was giving up the most yards. And then the next year, that's when St. Juice was getting cooked the most. But before that, Forbes was getting barbecue. St. Juice was in the game the whole time anyway. So I
Yeah,
can't replace him, and I'm not replacing him. I'm replacing the one who's getting beat the most.
correct. Correct.
So I
Correct.
would have did similar to what they did. The only difference is Defoe would have been playing.
Okay, so you would have just automatically put Defoe in. Well, Defoe would have already been in, right?
You know, they was y'all like playing with them. They had Chen and Quan in that
Oh
safety.
yeah, I forgot we had Chin. So you would have
Hmm.
okay. I see what you're saying. So you'd have moved Mikey outside, and then you would have just brung Defoe in as like that nickel type nigga. He'd have just been gone that
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Either
Okay.
him or Quan would have just been playing nickel.
Okay. Okay. All right. I see what you're saying. All right. So I know. Like eventually, I would have moved Mikey out, but I don't know if that would have been my first move to put him outside because I probably wouldn't assume that he was built for it because he's so small.
Nah, that would have been your first move. We was talking about this when we saw that Fools was starting. We actually said this when Fools was starting. We was like, we'd rather put Mikey on the outside than have Fools out there because he can't tackle and can't cover. We actually said this to each other on the phone.
Now I believe that.
Because we was not fucking with Forbes. He can't tackle. Other than him giving up catches, he can't tackle.
I believe that, and
Like
I know that.
At least Igbenogany could tackle. At least, well, Sam was still first year. He wasn't big, but he could still tackle though.
No,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? St. Juice, he was big enough to tackle. He wasn't that good at coverage, but tackle. Every other nigga could tackle on the team, but Forbes.
No, facts. 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 And I ain't arguing that at all. But I'm just saying, like me personally, I think I might have tried Michael Davis before I put Mikey outside, just because Michael Davis was supposed to have been an outside corner, from my
Yeah,
understanding.
regardless, you would have got rid of Forbes either
Oh
way,
yeah, I'd
though.
have got rid of all them niggas.
You wouldn't have him starting like he was starting too long, son. We were surprised he still was on the team.
Correct.
'Cause
Correct.
we were saying, how did y'all not see that he can't play in practice? Well, I ain't gonna say he can't play because he's doing good now. But I don't know how y'all didn't see that he didn't fit y'all's scheme in practice.
All right, so this is gonna sound funny, but I think it's a special lens that they put on the TV that us at home can see the game better than the coaches can on the field. Because we be saying shit, and the shit that we say, they eventually do it weeks later. You know what I'm saying? But we only see a snippet of what they see. Because they see these niggas down
And
there
we
every day.
said, you said we should pick up Fuller in free agency and try Sam Steele at safety because he is a DB. We were trying to move Sam Steele around. We weren't even trying to just keep him at the nickel, son. We had plans for this nigga, and we said, shoot, he could play the Travis Hunter. Son, we had real like high expectations for Sam Steele, son.
So, all right, so I agree
Real
with you.
high expectations for Sam Steele. We wanted to put this nigga at slot.
No, so I agree with you and I disagree, right? So I agree with you because we definitely did have high expectations for Sanders Scale. I disagree with you because I think my motive was more of getting Forbes to fuck off the field. That's why I wanted him in so many other places. I was just like, just get Forbes to fuck off the field. You know what I'm saying? But you right, we did. I was like, shit, play Mikey at slot. He could be. I did. I definitely said all
Play that
that shit.
nigga anywhere. Just get that nigga off the field, son. Forbes is that bad for us, my nigga, and he's a first round pick. That's why I do not care where it's at no more, as long as we just make the right decision.
No, all right, fact, and I feel that. I feel that. And I feel that. And that's no
Just
lie.
make the right decision, dog.